All right, so the first thing we need is some dope chords. I just found a really good patch in Repro. I actually thought I was recording when I found it. So that's technically like the first thing you want to do is just find like a dope sound that sounds good, a dope synth sound. Like that texture that you start with that inspires you is kind of like the most important part for me when I'm making synth melodies. So I just found this in Repro and it just sounds like really nice. So now I'm gonna play some chords until I can kind of come up with something that sounds dope. That's hard right there, so let's just record that. Let's see if we can do some chord voicing real quick. All right, cool. So we have our chords. Like these are our chords. So I'm just gonna export that and we're good to go with that as like the initial sample. And then I'm gonna go to the band for band preset pack, which is coming at the end of July. And I will be dropping the demo version. It's basically just like the free version. It's gonna be super fire. The full version is gonna be insane. So stay on the lookout in my email list and like Discord and stuff like that. It's gonna be over 100 mixer presets of like really good stuff. I'm just gonna drag on like a super standard, just like master bus stuff preset really quickly. So this is literally just like TR5 at basic settings. I usually would like it to have no soft clipping initially, just so I can mix into that. And then I'll usually turn that off when I do my clipper cascades and get into like actually mixing. I just like to mix into the clipper to kind of get a sense of like how transparent TR5 is going to be for like the specific like vibe that I'm working on. But most of this is just so I can set up like my equalizers early as well and kind of just like see like a little bit of the metering as well, and it lets me know like ahead of time like how deep I'm gonna have to get into my mixing process. So the 14 drum kit has a bunch of sounds for my placements and TV syncs too. Now I'm not entirely sure why you don't have it yet because it's free, and besides that it's lifetime updates and those are 100% free too, and you get access to my 14 letter where I send you free gems on how to actually make money with your beats by being a valuable producer. So here's a nice list of a bunch of other perks you'll get so that we can just get back to the cook up. If you're interested in the sauce, peep the link in the description below. Let's even see if we can like have the sample kind of like do some of the work of creating motif. So I guess what I mean by that is, first of all, maybe make that unique. What did he say? No, that's just sounding crazy. Hang on. It's getting hot in the stove. Hold up. Okay, so let's just do this. It's just a nice texture. That's so hard. Yeah, let's export that, bro. That is crazy. Let's actually grab that sheet that we exported. Boom. All right, so now I'm gonna add like more layers, like synth layers, and I actually want to start with a synth bass. That's cool. Let's see. Maybe we could do something else though. I like this. That's hard. Okay, so now let's export that. Boom. Playlist. Boom. And let's see if we can find something to like, maybe pads. That shit is hard. All right, cool. So now we'll export that. Now we gotta add a bell arp section, bro, because I mean, water is wet. The Pope is Catholic. We are arpeggiating bells. Come on. So, bro, repro, I forgot like how many patches like I actually like in repro 5. Yeah. Definitely like maybe 3 and then put that like at like a 2. Having a lot of weird situations lately where I wasn't recording the entire tut. It's kind of wild. Shout out to Kofi and Yuki for real, bro. Them boys be bearing with me. All right, so let's give that a listen real quick. Crazy. All right, so now I just want to add like one more thing, maybe just like an effect to like add like character to this. And let's drag that in and see like how it fits or how we can make it fit. Okay, so the cool thing about my melodies and the melody making process that I've learned is that I like to, especially with synths, is I like to like just stack a bunch of really cool sounds that sound just like texturally very pleasing to me. And then when I get into production engineering, kind of like space everything out so that all the various elements get to tell their own story without a bunch of clashing, which in terms of audio engineering would just be a whole bunch of frequency masking. Also, in terms of like making something that's very like fun to listen to, layering a bunch of stuff can be very, very counterproductive in terms of like trying to get towards something that's very fun to listen to. Human brain can only perceive so many things at one time. Minimalistic production styles tend to work better, so on and so forth. We've talked about it a lot before. First, let's do arrangement, because that'll determine like eventually like what we have to do in terms of mixing that's extra. And then let's just do like a 48 bar. So I don't think I want any bells for like the first 16. And maybe just like kind of shift this. All right, so there's a super punchy transient on that bass, and I like the bass like a lot, but that initial transient is just like pulling me out a lot. And so I want to be able to have the bass going without dealing with that. I'm gonna add transient shaper. All right, cool. So now I'm just gonna duplicate that entire arrangement over, move it over, and then this time just mute the bass so that like whoever I send it to can use it just like as is, but without the bass sections. And then I'll like do all that duplication over just one more time, move it over, and then I'll kind of like start to break down the patterns. So really, I don't even have to duplicate it over actually. What I'll do is I'll just do this for some of the most like important parts. So like that, probably hard, and then duplicate that over. So we have like 2 of those, but one doesn't have that like layer, that higher octave layer. It's pretty much done. I'm just gonna do like a little bit like more processing and mixing to make it just like give it a little bit more oomph. So let's do like a melody bus. I think that's pretty much the only thing I'm gonna need. That's sounding crazy. So now let's do some convolution. Yeah, let's do, but like let's sidechain it, set it up to sidechain. So let's route it here first. Excellent. And then let's set it up to receive sidechain from the melody bus, which it already is. I love that preset. There we go. So like the main signal is not too like obstructed by that reverb, and that's nice. All right, this is super hard. And so I was getting this ready to send it out to some of my producer homies because I have a lot of homies where we're working on a lot of like dope projects. And actually one of my homies that I'm going to send it to is my boy Dougie. He's in dope. And we've been collaborating, like we did Teed Up together, and we've done a couple of other dope things together. And I've been wanting to do a content piece with him, similar to like what I did with Rob. So I'm going to shoot this over to him, and he has this insane drum programming style that I wish I knew more about. And so I'm going to use this as an opportunity to get him to stop gatekeeping, spill the beans to me, and by proxy, spill the beans to you guys, because you guys are our homies. So check out the first link in the description below. It'll shoot you directly to his video where you'll learn a lot of dope stuff. I can't wait to see how he programs drums around this. Thank you so much for your attention. See you on Dougie's video. I'm gone.